Hey guys, Rob aka DevildogFF from eXplorminate.net here with Polaris Sector. Now, Polaris Sector is a game that is in super early beta, and it is made by basically just one dude named Vladimir Unfnarovsky, who has got some experience making 4X games. He goes back, way back into like the early 2000s, I believe. He made a game called Galaxy Remember Tomorrow, and has sort of iterated on it since then. And now, with it being signed to Slitherine in Matrix of Distant Worlds fame, they have changed the name to Polaris Sector and are giving it, I think, the due justice that it deserves. So it is a 4X, it is a real-time 4X that is possible, much like a Europa Universalis or something like that. But it is in a very good spot right now, and I wanted to show it off a little bit. There's only going to be a few episodes here just to sort of show off gameplay a little bit, especially since this is like an exclusive thing that we're doing, because he has been a part of our group for some time and he wanted us to show it off a little bit for him, so I'm going to try to do it justice. What I'll do is basically just do a let's play for like 2 or 3 episodes so you can see what it's like and see what is coming. And I need to remind you guys that, again, this is super early beta. There are things that are coming that haven't actually made its way in. There's only one race right now, and there's plans for a lot more as they kind of get the base gameplay nailed down, and a bunch of other things that are coming. So what you're seeing is a work in progress, no doubt. So have no have no doubts. This is a work in progress, and he's working really hard. So we're here. We're starting a new game. As you can see, there's already all these awesome different galaxy types. So we can change them. We can make them all different. We're going to start with probably... why not? Let's do a segmented galaxy. That way we kind of know where we're going to be exploring, and we'll see just how many... I mean, like, this is just crazy because there's already some really good galaxy map choices, and I'm really liking them. And you can go to such crazy large number of systems here we're about to get into here. So there are 9 races eventually that are going to be added. Only one of them is playable, like I said, so we're going to add 9 races to this game so we can see some of them. You can go all the way up to 900 stars, so 100 stars basically between each of the races, and that's just absurd to me. I'm not a big galaxy type of player, so I'm gonna reduce it, but I think that a lot of people are gonna really like this. I'm gonna go down to 90, so there's 10 stars roughly per race. Everything else I'm gonna leave just as it is. I don't know how 3D effects or 3D shape affects the actual game and shape aspect ratio. Somebody will probably tell me that I'm silly for not knowing this. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna actually go to easy. I'm starting it off at easy because this is only maybe my 3rd time playing it. The game still is really new to me and really kind of learning as I go. Unfortunately, because it is super early beta and this is a beta test build, that some of the tutorial stuff and all that might inform me as how to play and how to get better isn't all there yet. So I'm learning as I go, like I said, and I'm not really good yet. So select my race. I'm going to choose the space koalas because I can't choose anything else. But I love them. They're awesome. There was an earlier build of Galaxy Remember Tomorrow before it was changed to Polaris Sector that had some of the other races in there, and I've got to admit that some of the races are definitely unique and cool. So I'm excited to see some of the new races come in. I know that they're trying to get some ship artwork done. So normal options are here. You can change color race. I'm going to change it to red because it's obvious. You can also give yourself some point distribution based on the kind of play that you want to play. And basically it's a unique custom faction each time you play. So you can change it to however you want it. You can reduce all of these so you can give yourself points. But we're going to come back to what it was normally there. So, alright. We're going to go ahead and start. So it gives you a nice little detailed or a little description here of who they are and what they want. And we'll go ahead and start the game. So looks like I have a couple extra freighters. What did I do here? Some scouts, but no... Oh, there is a colonizer. There's 2 colonizers. I must have changed the settings. That I thought I moved them back to what they were default, but I guess I didn't. So what you have here is the galaxy map. And again, we're 90 stars, so there's 90 of these things all around. And We are in one corner, actually pretty much almost centered here, so we're going to probably run into somebody pretty quickly, which is great. What we do here is there's a bunch of different things. It's just like your normal 4X game. You're going to move your ships, you're going to explore, but there's also some really cool, unique stuff that goes on here that doesn't go on in other 4Xs that you might like. In particular, they have a rather unique economic system. So you have some resources here that are going to be required for a lot of the things you build, and you'll need to get them. Food obviously is required for your colonization to grow, and then some of the stuff, or your civilization to grow. Some of the other stuff is required for like shipbuilding or building stuff on your planets and stuff like that. So there is a rather unique and in my opinion, interesting resource system that is in game right now. So we'll definitely be looking at that as we grow and start to expand out. There are also a few other things here. We're going to look at we'll go in the order from right to left, actually. So we got research. Now, research is done a lot, like very similarly to the original Master of Ryan, where you're not really researching particular topics. You're diverting your research points and whatever points. Points is a good word. You're diverting all your research points, divvying them up into 4 basic categories: biology, chemistry, mathematics, physics, and through that they apply sciences to particular topics. So, like, you've got all these topics here that will go, like, as biological alloys, or the orbital research center and lay gun armor. You can do complex design, and that takes you to the repair. And as you see, the little brackets change here. So you can actually also scroll to distribute the science points between them more favorably for one side or the other. So if you want more applied sciences, you can go ahead and scroll that way. And as you apply more science points, you'll see that the brackets grow. Or you can come back this direction and come to fundamental science, and you can see that the brackets are more general. I'm not 100% like sure exactly what I'm talking about right now. So basically, I think this is general subjects, and this obviously becomes much more specific. So I'm not sure what the bonuses are of doing one over the other just yet. Again, very much new to this game, but trying to show off some of the gameplay, some of what you might see when you end up picking it up or involved in any betas that they do. And so that's the research screen. We've got economics, which is going to help us show where our fleets are, where our deposits of the resources that we're going to be needing are. You can change working hours so that you can actually tell people to work more or work less. I've noticed that working them 10% more doesn't do too much to their overall happiness, so I'm going to move that up. In the lower left-hand corner, you can see that you can actually toggle the planets, so you can see what you've discovered and what you've colonized. The Holy Pit being my original colony. Then you got fleets, so we've got 2 colonizers and a scout. And then here you can look at the designs of the ships that you have. There are different models for a lot of the different ships, so something very cool and definitely something I appreciate. So we've got economics, and now finally we're going to we can actually look at the charts from this place too. So once you discover other races, you can see how you compare to them through the charts here. You can go infinity for the whole history, or the last 100 years, and years go by very quickly in this game. So that is something that having the infinite whole history is pretty cool, but going in 100-year increments is going to help because, like I said, time goes by very fast. So being able to see the last 100 years, you can sort of see where you're doing well and what you're doing poorly, and you can toggle each of these to sort of see, maybe I'm doing well with controlled stars, but I suck at colonized planets. So it's pretty standard fare here, but it's well presented. And then we can come to the planet. This is showing what planet that I'm on. This is the same way. You can get to this screen the same way, that way, as you can by double clicking and then clicking on the planet that you've collected. So you actually can rename this. We'll rename it to Koala Land. Koala Land. It's obviously Earth-like, and Earth-like is one of the better planet types. There are a couple that I've seen. You've got ocean planets, you got Earth-like planets, you have arid, desert, whatever. I think they're both the same, arid, desert. And a few that are like, you got ice planets and stuff like that too. So there's a bunch of different planet types, and each of them have particular strengths. So Earth-likes are basically, generally good at everything. Maybe not great at everything, whereas maybe ocean planets are really good at research, and Terran planets in general are good at farming. Here within this screen, you can go ahead and click on building stuff, so you can add research center in this case, but with new colonies you're going to have a lot more to build. Ground units, where you can build ground units. They're all modeled really awesome, and these things look really cool. Heavy armored infantry, ground attack aircrafts, fighters, military bots, seriously. And they come into play obviously through invasions, but also when your planets start to become unhappy or revolt a little bit, you can add marines and any of these things to sort of keep the quells down. Or I'm sorry, quelling. I meant quelling the uprisings. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. So here we can institute initiatives, basically, where you can either say, all right, we're going to have augmented work days, and augmented work days increases the hours in a work day, so you're going to have more discontent, but you're going to have more productivity. Or you can do extra bonus project, where the resources are basically given, all the extra resources you have are made into production points. Curtailed workday, you might do that so that you can actually make people happier, etc., etc., etc. So we're going to do augmented workday because we want to start working people hard, and because I'm not a very nice guy. And it bears mentioning too, while I'm thinking about it, that because this is beta, there are going to be some things that either don't work right, may glitch out, or in some cases actually end up showing up in the developer's native Russian. So occasionally you'll see Russian text as I mouse over it, and obviously that's all going to be fixed before this game comes out. Here we are with the ship design stuff. We're going to, this is actually just the shipbuilding queue, but you can create new design through this right here, and we'll get to that in just a second. But as you can see, they've got different models for the koala people, and you can basically queue up as many or as little that you want. You can get X fighter, and you can end up doing 50. Each of them will take 1 month, so in 50 months I'll have 50 fighters. You can also what's the word I'm looking? Filter. There we go. Filter each of these through the filters down here. So now we'll come up to create new design, and here you're able to create new designs. How about that? The only one that doesn't have a base model or a base just yet is the battle satellites, and these are basically like battle stations where you can create them to sort of defend your spaces as you start to learn or start to meet other races and stuff, and eventually go to war and stuff. But here you can let's build a fighter, and here you go. So new prototype, I'm going to call it the Koala, and you can lay down nuclear reactors. So that's obviously where you're going to get your energy from, and you're going to lay down some engines. Oh, they have to go in the pink. There we go. And generators is what we did. So we also have small pylons from now, and as you progress through the research tree, you'll get more and more components. But I just wanted to show you how it goes. We'll definitely I'll spend more time with that so that we can get into a little bit more in other episodes. So there you go. So that's basically, oh, here we go, upgrade ship as well. So as you build new templates for ships, you can then upgrade your existing ships to your new templates, and so on and so forth. Here in the screen, As you can see down the lower left, it sort of gives us a summary of what kind of buildings we have built. I don't know what blocked means. The number of factories is limited. There are too many farms, mines, and science centers on this planet. Alright, so because there's other things here, I'm not able to build any more production buildings, but the upper limit would have been 37 if I had started fresh. And so on with mining and research and food. There's upper limits, but as I build buildings in other categories, I limit my ability to build buildings in other categories. So, and this building, or this planet, because it is my home planet, has already been built out. It already has like the starting buildings and stuff, and I can't really do anything other than add some research. Let's actually go here and we can add some research centers, and that's about it. So we might do that. And then we'll also, oops, let's actually come down here. We'll add some ships. We'll maybe add a tanker, as the scout ships and stuff like that, they require fuel, and the tankers can actually help refuel them while they're out in deep space. So we can take a look in the upper right hand corner, show production, food. We've got 7 science, 16-8 production. I don't know, I guess orbital production is different in that orbital production is for ships. I wonder if we can change that. No, it doesn't look like we can. Then we have our resources here and how much we're producing. Consumption is 110k food, so we're producing 400k, which means that we can produce, or that we can ship out some of the extra food to our new colonies that we're hoping to maybe colonize here soon. So we can change the policy here, so we can go from balance to, let's say, innovation, and you do that, your science comes up. Or you can do micromanagement, and that, okay, so then the management becomes completely in my control. Or I can do balanced or mineral. In this case I'm going to do agricultural, I think. And actually we'll leave this one balanced, because this is obviously my home world. But as we gain as we go ahead and colonize other planets, and we find Terran planets and stuff like that, we're going to want to use agricultural at first, so that we can continue to feed our people and move on to another planet. So we're building the tanker. We have 2 colonizers already, but we're going to use the scout first to go ahead and scout out. So it's as easy as just using the left mouse to drag, and you can obviously, we did the zooming out, you can zoom in, zoom out, and using the right click to issue orders. So they're going to go down to Al Siyasat, I guess. And before we hit the play button, we're going to go ahead and take a look at just this last one. So we took a look at research, we took a look at economics, we did the ship designer through the planetary screen there. So let's take a look at diplomacy. As we get involved with other races, you'll see them pop up here, and you'll also be able to see what their territory looks like. I haven't really seen too many in my time. I've only played a few hours. I've dealt with some other races. I don't know the true extent and the depth of diplomacy, although it looks great so far. And you'll notice that a lot of this stuff looks extremely good for one-man effort. I know he's doing some of his art. He's actually, contracting it out. But a lot of this is just really shaping up. So you have to pardon my enthusiasm, because I'm really liking what I see so far. All right, so here we go. We have, what is this? Maybe 10 different speeds, all the way from 20 times to 1 time. And we'll use that to go ahead and start in nearly everything. Nearly every event will pause the game for you. You can change that and alter that through the options. So you can actually come and show, was it other, I think? Nope. Auto pause, there we go. Duh. So auto pause, you can choose when the game pauses and when it doesn't. You can take it all off, or set it all on. So that way that you never feel like you're out of control. So each time it, like maybe in this case it reaches another destination, or you've researched something else, the time will pause, you'll be able to issue orders and then reset it. I think the spacebar, yeah, the spacebar actually can hit the play button and also pause it as well too. So it's real time, but there's a lot of ways to kind of manage that aspect for some people that don't like the real time. Here we've gotten this. We're going to go ahead and take a look. There's an Earth-like planet, which is great. We'll send one of our colonizers down here. And oh wait, that's right. So this is saying that I need to fully load it with colonists, and asking me if I want to leave without loading those colonists. I don't. I want to board the colonists. There's actually another planet within this. It looks like that I could do. I can actually colonize the desert planet here as well. And as you can see to the left of it, it shows me what resources are available on this desert planet. Again, those things become much more important as time goes on, because some of the ship components and stuff will require them, and so on and so forth. So we'll send our colonizer here now that it's got got 1,000 colonists, and we're going to send this scout actually this way. Unrest started among population at Koala Land, so what we'll do is actually build one of the Marines there. We'll just build 1,000 of them, and we'll actually scroll it up so that we build that first, and that way we can quell some of the uprising there. Alright, so as you saw, we've built them, so hopefully that'll help quell. Now we have 1,000 ground forces there. And the colonizer has reached its destination, so we'll go ahead and close. And we can now colonize. In fact, we can colonize a lot of these. Let's take a look real quick. So the deserts that we can colonize are this one with, I don't know the names of these just yet. Metals, organics, and plutonium. But this one has all of them, so we're going to go ahead and colonize that one. So we'll colonize Al Siasat. Yikes, I don't know how to say that. And we'll start with agricultural, because what really needs to happen now is that we need to produce a bunch of food so that we can feed our future colonies here. So we're going to get food going and in massive numbers. Let's go ahead and start with a new building, and we'll build a farm so that we can help out some of that. We'll get that started. So as you saw, this will now add 1 to this cap, and it'll take away from all the other caps. Yeah, I still don't know exactly how these mechanics are working just yet, but we'll learn them together, right? All right, so we'll go ahead and unpause. Might speed up just a little bit here. We'll go to 2.9. There we go. It's reached its destination, so we'll go ahead and close and see what we've got here. Alright, so we have an oceanic planet, which is good for research, as you can see. And we've got desert again. I'm not sure what that is. What is this? Radium. I don't know what that is, and I don't know what it's good for. Let's go ahead and move it out to there, and we'll see what's here at Acubens as well. Cannot be colonized. This is a super Earth, and it's got something I've never seen before. So it's radiation-resistant atmospheric drone is required, but we can't do it even though it's a super Earth, and it gives me a research opportunity. All right. So a few of the gameplay elements that aren't quite in here yet are that we will eventually see different events that occur when you explore stuff. So like maybe I'll come to Labrum one time and I'll actually find derelict ships, and other stuff that's kind of like that, or maybe a derelict colony or something like that. And there's a lot of things. If you actually go, there's a nice post that he has about the things that he wants to implement. Actually, I think that might be behind the beta wall. Yeah, if you come to the Steam forums for eXplorminate, he talks a lot about what he hasn't yet implemented and wants to implement. And I mean, this game's already off to such a good start. It's good to see that some of the stuff he's going to implement are the things that I feel like might be missing right now. Unrest at the population. All right, let's go to Than real quick, because evidently there's unrest here. Population control, exhaustive work. So okay, so manually control the project, use product management. Alright, so I guess they don't really like that all that much. So what we'll do instead is maybe, what is this? Aimed at reducing the consumption of foodstuffs by the population by 2 times. When utilizing this policy, the production of buildings decreases by 3 times. Wow. Let's go ahead and just give them a curtailed workday so that they're a little less unhappy. Now unrest is only at 0.1%, so we can also maybe queue up some Marines. And that way the unrest drops. We can also come up here and see how that affected my unrest. So there's 3.1%. There's 1,000 Marines. Maybe we could build a couple more and see how that actually affects the unrest. Because I know it does, because the developer told me. I just don't know exactly to what extent. So let's bring those up. What I'd like to see is right-clicking, being able to exit out of stuff. That's something that endless games do that at this point I absolutely need, because I love being able to left-click to select something and right-click to get out or unselect something. So in this case, if I were here in this, if I was to be able to right-click and then exit out of this menu, that would be great. If you are watching, sir. Alright, so we have our scout that we're going to send. We've got this planet here, the oceanic planet. We could probably send one of our colonizers there. Sending him out. The fleet's still moving. Oh, okay, it's moving. But I think there was actually an Earth. Oh, there was a super Earth. We don't know what's going on there yet. So let's go ahead and see what our scouts bring us at Marqueb. Alright, introduction of new sphere of research. So, technology is designed to optimize and accelerate the mass production process of various types of devices and structures. This is automation. So, yeah, I'll probably need to figure out exactly how research works, because I'm not 100% sure. It might be a little bit more confusing than it should be. So, that might be something that we could work on, sir, if you're watching. I'm guessing what happens is if I send more research points into applied sciences, let's say that I'm at 65%, and I'm watching the completion times drop in some of these, which would make sense, but I don't know how all this is affected. Yeah, and it doesn't really say. So I don't know. I wish I knew more about how this system worked. And you know, in subsequent episodes, I'll learn more, and I'll definitely reach out to show you a little bit how it works. But this is mainly just a gameplay example, so that you guys can see how Polaris Sector is shaping up and how it'll end up being. And look at that, that's a great planet. So we're gonna send the disc or whatever it is. It doesn't actually have a name. We're gonna send, no, we keep doing that. So we're gonna actually board colonists, and we're going to send them to Marqueb. And along the way, we'll see what's at Murfac. What is it, Murfac? There's another oceanic planet. So we've got some really good stuff around here. But we like those Earth-like planets. At least I do. I don't even know if that's really where I should be headed, but I know that they're colonizable and that they have a lot of things on them, so I'm gonna do it. And we'll do agricultural here too as well. Build new ship. That's not what I meant to do. Build new building. Let's make a farm here too. But the focus options here too, by the way, as I've policy, the policy here is agricultural. I am building farms based on what I've queued up, but the governors will queue up stuff that will reflect my desire in policy here too. So they will queue up more farms and stuff like that. And if I do like a balance, they'll balance out the build order and stuff like that too. So, all right. So we're growing, we're expanding. We're gonna send. Oh, so we've got some unrest developing at Omni, our new place. That's all right. We'll build another couple Marines, and we'll actually come out and see what's going on here to see how that Marine force is affecting it. So it's actually still going up. So maybe we should do something about our workday here. So let's take away the augmented workday. Destroy. And we'll destroy the population control. Give them a curtailed workday and see how that does. That affects our unrest. Oh, great. So it affected our unrest really well. So, awesome. We fixed that. We're fixers. We are. Alright, so let's take a look at what's going on over here. And as you can see here, the fuel is a system here that kind of curtails exploration, and you know, it makes sense. There's these ships, they have to go out in deep space, and they may not be capable of infinite travel, so they've all got fuel. And obviously the scouts have a bit more fuel than the average ship, but the tankers, like I was saying, once you build those, they can help refuel in deep space. So if this guy gets caught out in, like, you know, Sal Losen here, then I can send my tanker out there to refuel him, basically. So alright, let's send these guys out. Keep looking to see what's going on. And we've got, what do we have here? Another Earth-like. Wow. You know, I've been playing a couple games and I didn't find this many Earth-likes, so it's good to see that there's a lot of room for expansion here. Did we already do this one? Nope. Alright, so let's send them that way. So somebody asked me what the main focus of this game is, and I think, I mean, other than the fact that it's a 4X game and eventually you'll interact with your rival factions and stuff like that, and eventually maybe kill them or whatever. I think the main focus of this game is it's focused on the economic development of your colonies or your empires, and sort of balancing the new planets with resource management and obtaining new resources so that you can build new stuff. I'm not exactly sure. Let's see. Production balance and deposits. Now, I'm guessing this means that I'm, you know, in the positive of developing food, and this is my, like, stockpiling and so on and so forth. But yeah, this is something that I think is really going to be a heavy focus in the game, where you're making sure that you're developing your planets accordingly so that you're able to use resources in ways that allow you to build new ships and new buildings and stuff like that. And then at the meantime, like, obviously there's still some of the tried and true systems of a 4X where there's combat. In fact, the combat looks really cool, and I hope to show you that in subsequent episode 2. And it's, you know, it's a bit different. It's in real time as well, but the ship is awesome. I mean, the ship combat's tactical and, you know, involved, which is cool. All right, so I'm gonna play a couple more minutes here just to kind of show you, you know, more of the exploration here. Hopefully, I'm going to show you what it's like to see another race. That's what I'm hoping to find. So let's keep going and see if we can find somebody. All right. Anything exciting here? We got another Earth-like planet. Just finding those places all over the galaxy, which is great. So as you can see, I'm starting to run out of fuel, so I head back to Al Ciosat there. I would like to be able to rename the stars too. That'd be great. Let's see if I can. Nope, can't. Unless there's another way that I don't know how to. But yeah, it'd be cool because some of these names are ridiculous. I don't know if it's like a Russian name or yeah. Maybe they're actual star names and I just don't know it, but they're quite the mouthful sometimes. Yeah, there we go. So we found another race, which is great because it's a good place to end it. So as you can see, they're actually pretty well animated. There's some pretty cool visuals there, and these are the Urgans. I don't know anything about the Urgans. They're unwelcoming, so that's not great. Attention unknown ship, you invaded the territory of the Great Urgan Hegemony. Answer, we will attack you. Yeah, some of the grammar here isn't perfect because obviously he speaks Russian natively, but he does speak a lot of English and does a great job of offering at least better English than I could speak Russian. So we are the messengers of the Holy Vagalarian State. Came to you with a low bow. Please give us honor of meeting your government. Offer modest gifts from home planet. It doesn't really make sense, so whatever. Okay, blah blah. So there they are. They're just around the corner from us. I'm not sure why they haven't got more planets. Maybe they just haven't expanded out like I have yet. Because I am quite the expansionist person. Alright, so a good place to end it, really, so that we can, like I said, I wanted to give you a brief introduction to gameplay, show you what it's all about, kind of highlight some of the things that it's trying to do differently, and maybe try to do that will work well for it. And I think there's a lot of good systems here. It really will determine the kind of thing, like for me, seeing some random events, some exploration events, and the like is going to help this game. I also want to see some maybe not asymmetric gameplay, but I would like to see the races play out differently and have different strengths and weaknesses that are actually noticeable. And obviously, as beta progresses, some of these systems need to just be fleshed out. And I think this game will do really well if it can do that. I think there's a lot of good things going here. So what I'll do is, like I said, I'll keep playing for a couple more episodes so you can get a feel for it. It's super early beta again, please remember that. So you're looking at early builds that aren't quite ready. In fact, they're not even close to ready, but like I said, the base there is really good. So yeah, check them out. Come back, watch the other episodes. Let me know if there's anything you want to see. In the meantime, I'll find out more about the research so that I can tell you more about it next time we meet via the YouTubes. But until then, this is Rob from eXplorminate. We'll talk to you guys next time. We'll see you guys next time. We'll play together next time. See you guys.